edition of the JMU Sports News Podcast. I'm Bennett Conlin, joined by Jack Fitzpatrick. And Jack, I think we can do probably a 30-second podcast this week, right? Where the offense left points on the field, defense played really well. We'll come back next week and do the same thing.
Yep. All right. Cool. See you next week.
Good stuff,
same time, same place. Yep. How many points? Like
70.
17?
No. 70.
70.
This could have been a 94-point performance from the guys.
It's just like, look, and I get it. They won, which is good. The offense
good.
Yes, objectively, I can agree. Even me, the known hater. For more than 20 years, SignPro has been proudly serving the Valley, helping local businesses stand out and get noticed. Whether it's vehicle wraps that turn heads on the road, dimensional signs that elevate your storefront, or long-lasting banners with yard signs, we bring quality and experience to every project. With a reputation built on craftsmanship and trust, we're here to make your message impossible to miss. Visit mysignpros.net and let's showcase your business with confidence. That's mysignpros.net. It's just frustrating when you watch it. And it's like right there.
This was much better than the Georgia State game. This was good.
And you're either going to figure it out. And I know these are always the two options, but it feels ever so close where it's they're either going to be a wagon.
Yes.
Or the most disappointing 8-4 team that I've ever watched.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of how it's trending, right? I mean, they win 24-14, but they got away with stuff in the first half. They get lucky a little bit, fortunate. Some of it's good play from the defense, but they're getting a little bit fortunate in the first half that they're not down 2 scores. Like the Georgia State game where Jacob Thomas lays out and catches an SEC caliber receiver by his shoelace to prevent a touchdown, so it's only, 7-0 at half?
Yeah.
Huge. And then in this one, where Louisiana is hey, what if we just completely F up our clock management at the JMU 2 and try to score really aggressively here instead of taking a field goal or anything to get up 2 scores, so it's 14-7 at halftime after the goal line stand. They're really close to staring, a double-digit halftime deficit in the face, which is a little bit terrifying, but to their credit, they haven't, and they've played almost perfect second halves every time they play a G5 team.
Their second halves have been it's so funny because this team is almost the exact opposite from last year's team.
Yes.
Where it was middle eight stinks, can't buy a touchdown in the second half of games, and you're just relying on your red hot 21-0 point lead to carry you through the rest of the game. This year it's relying on 30 great minutes of football to overcome some sort of deficit that you put yourself in, and we are going to excel in the middle 8 portion of the game. 45% of JMU's plays came in the middle 8. So the 4 minutes prior to the first half and the 4 minutes post the halftime
good
break.
plays or plays?
Successful plays.
Okay.
What did I say?
I think you said I heard plays.
Oh.
I was that's crazy.
My bad. Sorry. 45% of JMU. So JMU had 35 successful plays. And the way this site defines this as successful play is, did it generate an expected points added of greater than 0? So was it successful in getting you to your ultimate goal, which is to what, Bennett?
Points.
Yes. So JMU had 35 successful plays in this game. 44% of all of their plays were successful. You'd like to see that increase just a little bit. But that's besides the point. 5 of those 35, so 45%, came during the middle 8 portion of the game.
Yeah, so they had a lot of successful plays in those 8 minutes, and then the other 52 minutes were a little bit...
50. So in 8 minutes, they had 5. In 52 minutes, they had 30. So just
that's not right. That math doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it does.
5 over 35 is not 45%. I'm gonna need some fact checking here.
Fact checking
from that. Hold on. I thought I heard it wrong a second ago. Are we sure this is true even?
Wait, let me try to figure out how they're figuring this out.
I hope the stat is just completely wrong. Okay, well they were good in the middle eight. I think
They
specifically
were very good in the middle. What's that? How is this?
Specifically, Chesney made a joke like the middle 18 seconds were really good. Like the stop right at the end of the half, followed by a flea flicker touchdown to tie the game, was just an incredible 14-point flip that put them back in the game when it could have been, dire straits there for a little bit. So they did rally really nicely. Landon Ellis balled, right? Your guy.
It's 14%. So where does this 45% come from?
This is something.
I've got to figure this out.
Do we think it's accurate that 45% of their plays came in the middle eight? That sounds wrong now that we say it.
45% of their successful plays came in the middle eight.
Really?
Oh, but then it
was
says
five
only
of them?
But it was only 5 of them, and then
that's not right. That can't be right. They had so many nice plays outside the middle eight, right?
Well, they had 30 successful plays outside the middle eight.
Then that's no way.
I'm going to DM because they're very, very open. I'm going to DM the creator of this website to get him to explain how that data works. So we'll just go with this. Throw out the percentages. They had 5 successful plays in the middle eight.
That's good, I guess, depending on how many plays they ran. But it seemed
they ran
good.
89.
I meant in the middle eight, but
that's
what you're saying earlier.
No, that's what it is. That's what it is.
What?
45% of their plays in the middle eight were successful.
Okay, that's not as impressive.
It's not as impressive.
That was 3 minutes. We're never getting back.
Yeah, there we go. They ran 11 plays in the middle eight.
This stays in.
They ran 11 plays in the middle eight.
They ran 100 plays in the middle eight, and 95% of them were successful, but it was only 5 of the plays.
Okay, the way they lay this out is very confusing.
I agree.
My bad.
Okay, with I thought the middle eight was good, maybe partially because of what they did defensively, which it probably doesn't include, right? Or maybe it has Louisiana's middle eight success rate, which that's a risk to ask you to look at that.
Louisiana's ran 5 successful plays during the middle eight as well. However, that was only 28% of their plays that were run in the middle eight because they ran 18 plays in the middle eight.
So they struggled in their middle eight.
Okay.
I thought JMU
Let's move off of this freaking word. I'm over it.
All right, fine. Anyway, the game flipped essentially when they got the goal line stand at the end of the first half, whether you call it the middle eight or the end of the first half. And then they'd run the flea flicker, or I guess it was kind of a flea flicker touchdown, like the little reverse pitch thing, touchdown to Landon Ellis. And they came back to life, and then they didn't allow any second half points, and they sort of slowly pulled away again. So they have sort of the script where they play a slow first half, at least in 3 of the 4 G5 games. Georgia Southern, they kind of jumped all over on the kick return touchdown helped. Yeah. But they seem to be playing well in the second half of games, which is a good sign. But also, if you keep having first halves like this, eventually you're going to get got.
And you're going to get got big time. And I know ODU just got blown out. We'll kind of preview that game later on, try to bring a guest on as well later on in the week to preview it. But like to kind of get ahead of our skis a little, I know ODU got blown out by Marshall, but like they are still a very dangerous team that Georgia State wasn't able to take advantage of the opportunities. Louisiana wasn't able to because they're both bad teams. ODU would have gone into halftime up like 21-0, and ODU has the second best net points per drive in the Sun Belt, which means their offense scores really well and their defense prevents you from scoring really well.
They're pretty good, even with the Marshall loss.
Well, the Marshall loss, I get they were blown out, and I know I'm ODU's #1 lover here on the JMU side. I understand it. If you dive into that game, they just like pooped themselves. I think they had 2 muffed punts that They had 5 turnovers that resulted in 24 points for Marshall. So like you're gonna lose that game every time. It's gonna look ugly.
Yeah, they also got cooked on net success rate, which had me a little concerned about them. So I don't know what to make of that game for them. Maybe they were a little overrated. I still think they're good, but it was jarring to go from like, oh, they could be like a sneaky playoff team to like, oh, that was the most embarrassing performance I've seen from a Sun Belt team this year.
I think they're overhyped. I think they are still the second best team in the Sun Belt as it stands right now behind JMU, and I think this game on Saturday is going to be one of the best G5 games we'll have of the year. Like,
and the
I think all of that's still true.
betting spread kind of reflects that, right? JMU's like a 2.5 point favorite right now, so it's even with that game, there's still an expectation that this is going to be a dogfight.
Yeah. Back to the Louisiana game. I lost all of my trains of thoughts when I was trying to understand how that middle eight played out.
That was good. I like that for us. Sometimes you got to have a slow start, and we'll have a good second half of the podcast. I think that's the focus here.
So where do you want to go with this? Because, like, I think there are genuine concerns for this team, but also at the same time, like, you blink and they're over here outgaining the opponent by 200 plus yards, and they had a net success rate that was the third best in the nation. So, like, yeah, they left 17 points, maybe more, out on the field, and there are genuine concerns in the slow starts. But at the end of the day, they are 5-1. At the end of the day, they're doing what's needed to be done to win. Like, what's your biggest takeaway from this Louisiana game?
I think my like number one takeaway is kind of that, like, last year Chesney was a dog out of bye weeks. They had the Gardner-Webb like slow thing, and then they came back and dominated UNC in that really fun win.
Yeah.
They've got some like little buys coming up here if they can get through this one, where I still think they have a chance to be a wagon, where you get 10 days between ODU and Texas State, and then you get another, like, whatever it is, close to 10, maybe it's 12 or whatever. Between
It's such a weird part of the schedule.
It is the Tuesday Texas State, and then you go to Marshall, but you've got a good gap in between there. So I do think they could go on a run. And the offense, I think, is really close. And I think what's bothering me about them is that they suck on fourth downs, but love to go for fourth downs. And
they hit me with these stats.
And they're shockingly bad in the red zone. So I think they're under 30, or not under 30. They're under 40% now on fourth down conversions. Let me make sure I get the correct number for them.
You don't want to look like me.
Okay, so they're 4 for 10, 40% this year. Last year they were like 38% or something. But in 2023 at Holy Cross, with Dean Kennedy as the offensive coordinator, they were like 62% on fourth downs. Like, this was one of their strengths, is that they were really aggressive and they would get it. And that's when Chesney came, I was so excited that it would be the opposite of Turtle Signetti with some of these decisions, where I felt like Signetti could have really blasted some teams if he had gone for some fourth downs with those offenses.
Yeah.
And JMU's doing it now, and they're not getting them, like, ever. And because they're doing the Sluka package the last couple weeks, which has not worked, not working. I don't know if they're setting up a long con to throw a pass against ODU with him. Even then, it's not worth it if you are.
Can I hit you with some stats on Sluka real quick?
Yes.
So of the four highest, so there's four running backs this season that have 25 carries or more. Wayne Knight, Jordan Fuller, AB3, Matthew Sluka.
You're sick to list them as running backs.
Yep. Sorry. Bennett didn't like that. There are four people on the team that have taken 25 carries.
There are three running backs and Alonzo Barnett.
Yeah, thank you. Io just checks in under that threshold at 24. Sluka is the only one to have a negative EPA per rush, and he has a 48% success rate. And when he throws the ball, he has a 36% success rate. And he has not thrown since the Louisville game.
That's crazy.
And he has 4 rushes since then for, I think, 13 total yards. But 10 of those came on one run.
Yeah, they keep bringing him in on, like, fourth and short. And the one in this
Sometimes
game
even fourth and medium.
Well, this time they bring him in on 3rd and 6 in the red zone on a drive that's going okay. It was mostly going okay because of the running game. It wasn't like they took Alonzo out after he was, like, throwing dimes necessarily. He threw a couple, like, 5-yard passes. But they bring Sluka in, 3rd and 6. Okay. He runs for 4 yards. The quarter's about to end. And they could just regroup and come up with a play. And I don't know if this is them or if this is Sluka, like, you better get me more than one play.
That's what I was going to say. Do you think that's Sluka forcing it to be like, I know they're about to take me out. Snap me the freaking football.
So they go really fast. They snap like a laser beam into his chest that he doesn't really grab correctly. He then gives it to Jordan Fuller, who I think got the first down. The spot was so bad. Like, the spot was so bad. But I thought he got it. Anyway, it's really close. People were saying Sluka should have, like, pushed him. He really couldn't push him because he was supposed to sell the fake to the outside. But it's just a clunky play, handoff to Jordan Fuller. doesn't get it. I can't even remember if they reviewed it. If they did, they didn't really give it a serious look. They were just kind of like, oh, what are you going to do? It's one of those where, like, if they had given him the first down, they probably keep it, but they didn't. Which then maybe the Sluka package, everyone's like, oh, it worked today.
No, yeah, it worked today.
I don't know. The Sluka package doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
It has not resulted in a successful play over the last 3 games he has played in.
And I think that's what's confusing me about the offense is they do some really good stuff. Like the, trick play touchdown was so cool. The final touchdown pass to Landon Ellis was a dime over a defender's head right in the back of the end zone. Wisłowski looked really good this week. Wisłowski was cool. But there's dumb stuff too. Like he catches the ball and he's 5'8", and he's like, I'm just going to hurdle a standing defender. And then he drops it and lands on it. Like there's stuff that they do that is so mind-boggling that it's just hard to wrap your head around. Because there's not like I just wish they had more like 4-yard gains that were normal and not, I don't know. They just do a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense.
Something that doesn't make sense is their usage of players this season.
Well, yeah.
Like, Wisłowski makes negative sense, right? Like, he's played in 4 games this season. Week 1, did not play a snap against Louisville, didn't play a snap offensively, according to PFF, against Georgia State last week. Yet he had 25. Was he hurt? I just want to make sure. Did I miss him on an injury report?
I don't think he was on an injury report, no.
So he had, this is Wisłowski's snap counts. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Week 1, 27.
Okay.
He was on the field pretty much 50-50 split between pass and run snaps. Then he was on the field for 7 snaps against Liberty. Did not play against Louisville. Then plays week 5, Georgia Southern, has 25 offensive snaps. 18 were for run blocking, 7 for passes. Then doesn't play against Georgia State, plays in week 7, takes 28 snaps against Louisiana Lafayette, 18 pass, 10 run blocking.
Do you like a home game merchant? What is this?
They
not use him on the road?
It's so he never had more than 1 target coming into this game. He had 3 targets and 2 catches coming into Saturday's game.
Awesome.
He left Saturday's game with 8 targets and 7 receptions for 69 yards.
That was crazy, man.
So like,
where is he then?
My issue is exactly that. Like, why are we now learning that Wisłowski's the best slot receiver? Like Jalen Sanchez, Nick DeGennaro. Why? Then Landon Ellis has 6 catches for over 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like, is it just because they weren't passing it all that? Like, it's just weird to me that it's taken until week 7 to be like, oh, Wisłowski's the best. And he looked like the best.
He was really good. Yeah, it's very confusing. He was also like really physical after the catch, and I thought they were physical in blocking. Sanchez had a few physical runs, even though he had the 1 fumble. There's some stuff there that's like encouraging, and then for whatever reason, like anytime it's a target to DeGennaro, it's just like the worst throw of Barnett's life, which has been disappointing for Nick because he's been open a few times, and it seems like it's almost a pick every time he throws to him. So hopefully they can get him going at some point. He did have on the trick play touchdown, he pitched it to Barnett and then also blocked a player who was coming in for a sack to like give him the extra half second needed to make the touchdown pass. So he's making winning plays even if he's not getting a lot of receptions. But hopefully they can get him involved at some point. I don't know. It was nice to see him throw it. The running game was fine. Wayne Knight's really good. This was a lot closer to what they need to be to win a Sun Belt championship. This wasn't anywhere close to the Georgia State. Georgia State, and I feel like some people in the fan base were like gaslighting people. And they were basically like, it's going to be fine. Everything's fine. Just give him a chance. The Georgia State game was horrendous offensively. Like, that was just bad. This wasn't bad. It was sloppy.
That is a very good distinction. Because 3 turnovers, that's sloppy.
Yeah, they moved the ball. They moved the ball against Liberty. They moved it against Georgia Southern. They moved it in this one. Against Georgia State, they barely moved the football. That was the problem, is that game was horrendous. If something like that comes up again, where they have 270 yards or whatever, probably going to take an L against a competent team. If they put up 400-plus yards with the defense they have, they're going to have a great chance every week, especially if they can like stop being morons in the red zone and hold on to the football, which I do think is doable based off of what Kennedy and Chesney did at Holy Cross, where they were pretty exceptional in the red zone. They're leaving too many red zone points on the board this season.
Yes, and it is because I think the Sluka pass.
Yes, I would agree. But
they did play. It was a solid game. You wanted to see some more some more points, but yeah, it was just sloppy. An interception from AB3 at one point, 2 fumbles, one by AB3, one by Sanchez. You have the turnover on downs. You have a missed field goal in there as well.
Right? There's like
not to point anything out, not to like hit the panic button here, but Suarez is 2 for 4 now this year, on 2 for 5 now this year on field goals.
They're bad at field goals.
I know he's, I think, perfect this year on point afters, but
it almost doesn't count right in the college game.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're 2 for 5 now. That is a little worrisome. So, but right there, 3 turnovers, a turnover on downs, and a missed field goal. That's 5 empty possessions, all of which should have been at least a field goal.
Yeah, I mean, they had 6 drives in the game and in Louisiana territory without points. That's hard. I mean, that's really hard to do.
Yeah.
To have that many.
What's their red zone percentage this season?
Red zone percentage, I think they're at, so they're at 68% of their red zone possessions have ended in touchdowns, but they've had 20% of the trips that don't end in points at all. And then in Sunbelt play, it's 30% of red zone trips they haven't scored at all. And then you look at some of the better teams in the conference. Like I was looking at Southern Miss, they're 7 for 7 in the red zone. 6 of the 7 are touchdowns.
Wow.
JMU 7 for 10 with 6 touchdowns. So it's just like, there's kind of a fine margin this year because they're playing a little bit slower. There are fewer possessions, that sort of thing. You got to punch some of these in, and you can't go into the red zone. If you're going to go for it on 4th and 2, you got to get it because you can't come out of there with no points. And they've done it, the drive against, I think both of the drives maybe that they came up short with the Sluka package were close to 10 minutes. So you're killing a quarter for nothing, essentially. Yeah. And that you have to come up with something if you're holding the ball for 10 minutes. Let's see how long it actually was. It was really close. It was an 8-minute drive. Like that's more than half a quarter. And then the Georgia State one was really close to that too. The Georgia State one was a whopping, it was 10:32.
That's
so they've
insane.
had the last 2 weeks, they've had 2 drives that have gone almost 20 minutes combined over the 2 with
for
0 points.
That's not good.
I don't know how you do that. That's really hard to do. One of them had the 2 fake punts, which kept it going for a while, but it's hard to do that.
Yeah. But I think, and you tweeted this from JMU Sports News, the one of the other takeaways is they were sloppy, and that I think as JMU fans, we have to come to terms that Alonzo Barnett is not going, and To the House broke this down as well. They aren't going to be perfect, and Alonzo is not going to be perfect. And sometimes in the hunt for perfection, you're going to get very upset. And it is frustrating, right? And it's totally valid to be frustrated watching a football game that is done by this JMU team, because it is a frustrating experience. Because AB3 throws an absolute dot to Landon Ellis back of the end zone, and you're like, what? After the huge flea flicker reverse, double reverse, Alonzo, the next 7 pass plays, it's like dot, 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 dot. And then Wayne Knight has a negative rush, and then I think the next play was him missing Wayne Knight out of the backfield.
Wide open.
And then it results in a punt because they can't get anything on 3rd down. And you're just like, bro, I just watched you hit 5 amazing passes, 1 negative play, and all of a sudden you're completely out of rhythm. It is a frustrating experience, and he's not going to be perfect. And he is probably, as it stands now, in the FBS era, the worst quarterback JMU has had.
And I think some of it that's hard to kind of grapple with is he's probably playing the middle of the road Sunbelt quarterback. I think by most metrics he's sort of right in the middle. PFF is maybe a little bit harsher on him.
Well, no, we played with the numbers so it fit your narrative.
But he's playing a middle of the pack Sunbelt quarterback. But the problem, and I think what angers people, is he's not down to down a middle of the Sunbelt quarterback. Down to down, he looks like he should win Conference Player of the Year, and then he looks like he should be a 3rd stringer at ULM. It's the consistency, I think, is what drives people crazy. It's like a flea flicker touchdown, 60 air yards to Landon Ellis that he catches beautifully over the middle, and you're like, oh my God. And then you'll watch him not see anything, or airmail wide open Wayne Knight out of the backfield, or he throws a screen and he's 8 yards over their head. And it's that doesn't make any sense. So I think the lack of consistency is what drives people crazy, especially because Signetti, and a lot of this is skewed by Signetti, I think. Every time he brought in a quarterback, it was like, that guy's player of the year. Cool, we did it. He would just find a way to make them play like the best quarterback in the conference repeatedly. And now when a coaching staff isn't able to do that, there's inconsistency. People are like, this guy is trash. And it's like, well, he's not trash. He's just not going to be the best quarterback in the conference. Like, there's a huge difference between being the best quarterback in the conference, being an average Sun Belt quarterback, and being garbage. And he's not garbage.
He is,
but he's also not the best quarterback in the Sun Belt.
He's average. He's not average on a down-to-down basis. Throwing out the FCS game and the Power 4 game, so against G5 opponents only, among Sun Belt quarterbacks who have taken 20% of their team snaps or more, he ranks dead middle, 9th out of 18 quarterbacks. And in offensive grade. In passing grade, he actually rises up actually he falls down 1. I thought he had a 72 passing grade, but he's just about a middle-of-the-road quarterback.
He's fine. And he had, his block was really cool, and he threw some great passes, and then he threw some other stuff where, 3rd and 19, he throws an interception that's not even near his receiver, and he's got Nick DeGennaro wide open for 10 yards, which would have gotten him into field goal range. So, there's some plays like that are going to happen, and they're probably going to happen every week, right?
He thinks. He just thinks. He thinks too much.
The North Carolina game, pretty fair to say, is a massive outlier. But just
he was in a flow state.
Just... Just like he
doesn't remember that game. Sorry.
Probably not. The Georgia State game with 74 yards is also probably an outlier. So the goal for him, and quarterbacks can always develop and always get better, is just to be a more consistent, steady guy. And I think there's reason to believe they could get some more consistent performances out of him. But if you're expecting 300 passing yards, you've come to the wrong place.
Yeah. And he does what I think the coaching staff wants out of him this year.
Yes.
Keep the ball, and that's why it's frustrating to watch Alonzo, because you're like, I know he's one of the best deep ball passers in the Sun Belt, but this coaching staff, for whatever reason, doesn't want him to push the ball down the field. He's only throwing a turnover-worthy play on 2.5% of his passes this season against G5 opponents. He's keeping the ball out of harm's way almost to his detriment, because he has one
him to do, though, for sure.
Yeah, that's what they're telling him to do, because he has a 7.7 average depth of target against G5 opponents, which is 6th lowest in the Sun Belt. For comparison's sake, last year he had a 9.3 ADOT, which 2 yards is a lot of a difference.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the more telling stats, and it's not a perfect metric, obviously, but PFF does a pass grade, right? It's just a pass grade. And the highest graded passer on JMU's football team is Isaiah Alston, who threw one pass 10 yards over Logan Kyle's head. The passing game is just not consistent at all. They're making a lot of mistakes. They're doing stuff that's not good. They're playing at kind of an average, below average level. And then Barnett, I think, makes up for some of that with the fact that he's mobile and has done a decent job of the run game this year. But they need to be more consistent in the pass game. This was a step in the right direction, and ideally they can kind of build off that.
Yes, hopefully, fingers crossed. I think they will be able to build off of it. I think seeing the sloppiness against Louisiana following the ineptitude of the Georgia State game, at times in the game, especially when Alonzo just airmails it on 3rd and 13 when he had a wide open lane to run it, and you're like, oh, great, we're doing this over again. You start focusing at this. Maybe I shouldn't project. This is me watching a football game. I start focusing in on every negative play, and I don't even realize they're having positive plays. At one point, I look up and I see their overall yardage, and I'm like, what? When I've only seen Alonzo airmail these passes. The only good play I remember, it's just following the Georgia State game, unless they had a perfect UNC level game, I think I would have left the game being But now having some time to kind of break it down, you're right. Very sloppy game. You have to clean that up. And that leads us perfectly into the ODU game.
Yeah.
You can't have that many empty drives, 6 drives ending with no points in Louisiana territory. That's not going to do it against ODU. But before we get to the Monarchs, our friends over at Sign Pro, we want to let you guys know that they just launched an online shop that allows you to order some products online at mysignpros.net/shop. They just launched this online shop. You want to check it out. mysignpros.net/shop. JMUSports.net/shop. Good smoothie?
It's actually, it's a pumpkin chai.
Oh, you fancy, huh?
Yeah, I took the wrong drink in a Target Starbucks yesterday and needed to go back to Starbucks to kind of get everything back. Just kind of panicked there yesterday.
What'd you get yesterday? What'd you get on accident?
I ordered this pumpkin chai that I wanted, and then I stole someone's pumpkin spice latte. It had like whipped cream on it, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. And then I drank like 5 sips and panicked in Target, left it on a shelf, and got out of there. So,
I'm a big fan of the pumpkin cream cold brew. I used to be a PSL guy, but Dom actually introduced me to the pumpkin cream cold brew, and it's a game changer.
Gotta give that a try.
10 out. If you like cold brew coffee, 10 out of 10. But this ODU game, pretty big game.
One.
Pretty big game. And look, it's the two best teams in the Sun Belt. Like, there's no.
Well,
who do you think's better?
I kind of like what Southern Miss is doing, man.
No. Look, do you want me to throw some nerd stats at you? I know everyone loves my nerd stats.
Sure.
ODU and JMU are 1-2 in the Sun Belt in EPA margin, meaning they have the most efficient offense plus efficient defense. ODU and JMU are 1-2 in the Sun Belt as well in net points per drive. JMU offense is 48th in the nation with 2.1 points per drive. They're 10th in the nation, allowing just 0.88 points per drive. On the ODU side, they're averaging 2 points per drive, and their defense is 21st in the nation, allowing just 1.14 points per drive, meaning they are 1-2 in the Sun Belt in net points per drive. So just a couple nerd stats that tell me they are the two best teams in the Sun Belt.
It's going to be hard for me to wrap my head around the ODU Marshall game for a while.
You know, here's the thing. JMU had their Marshall game against Georgia State. They just happened to play a worse team than Like, if JMU had that performance against Georgia State against Marshall, they would have been run off the field too.
I have a hard time seeing them losing any game by 24. That really broke me.
5 turnovers, 2 muffed punts. Why am I defending ODU?
It just really broke me, man.
I think they are still a very good team. I think this is still going to be a very good football game. And it almost hurt. Like, can I use a cliche here? It almost hurts that ODU lost in that fashion because now they're going to be coming into this game pissed off.
Are they? Or are they broken? That's what I need to see from the Monarchs, man. Because
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I think it'll probably be a competitive game. But they thought, I mean, their fans were literally talking about, like, hey, we could be a playoff team. Like, we're really, really good. This is huge. And they just got embarrassed. Like, so maybe they have it in them that they're going to rally and get angry and they go on a run. Or maybe they're soft, man. Maybe they just fade. Because, like,
last 2 games they've played.
Which win do they have that's impressive? Virginia Tech, I guess?
The P4 win that got a coach fired?
Yeah, but, like, Virginia Tech sucks. So, like, that's a decent... Like, if JMU played Virginia Tech the way they played against Louisville, they would have won that game. They beat Liberty 21-7, but they turned it over a million times. We're sloppy. They beat Coastal by 40. Everybody beats Coastal by 40. Coastal's thing is losing by 40 this year. And then they have an FCS win.
Okay.
I don't know. Right. Like, I was so in on them. And then I watched that, and I was like, you guys stink.
That's fair, but, like, all of the numbers indicate that was just an outlier game. Kind of like how JMU had an outlier game where they only threw 75 yards against Georgia State.
Won.
Okay, that's fine. But then also, the last 2 times these two teams have played, it was a 3-point barely victory. Last time, it was a 3-point barely victory. Homecoming in 2023.
Look, I think ODU's fun. I think they'll give them a game.
JMU's not faced a quarterback like Colton Joseph this season.
Lunch.
No, it's
Colton
not
Joseph's a solid quarterback. There's no doubt about it.
Colton Joseph is ranked number 1 in the Sun Belt right now in offensive grade. He's thrown for 1,128 yards, 10 touchdowns, 3 picks. He's got a little bit of a fumbling issue. And then
an interception issue.
6 interceptions. Oh, wait.
I mean, but every time he plays a real team, he throws. Like, Marshall got 2, Indiana got 3.
Okay, but on that same coin, we're throwing out the P4 game. So throw out 3 of those picks.
I'm not throwing out 3 of his picks.
Throw out
those
his
are JMU players that he threw the picks to.
Oh my goodness! So we threw out Louisville and Weber State for Alonzo. We're throwing out Indiana and NC Central
Pons
for
had
Colton
one of the
Joseph.
interceptions. I'm not throwing that one out. So throw out 2 of the interceptions.
Oh my!
The Pons one counts.
He has a big time throw percentage against G5 opponents and one P4 opponent that is acting like a G5 right now in Virginia Tech of 10.6. He's throwing a big time flow 10.6% of the time. That's really good.
He's good. He's a good player. He was a good player last week.
You're just a hater.
He was a good player last week when they got their ass handed to him. I am just really having a hard time with that performance.
I can tell.
Like, I thought they were like
he has also rushed for 527 yards. Although he does have a serious fumble problem.
How often is he fumbling?
He has 5 fumbles this season.
Okay, Mr. Fumble Brewski.
5
But I also think like the only defense he's played that's anywhere near JMU's caliber is Indiana.
That's fair.
And he low-key sucked in that game. Like, he had 2 huge runs where they ran like a sick play and he scored. But like play to play, it wasn't good. I don't know. I'm concerned about this ODU team after that game. I still think they're probably going to win like 8+ games because you look at the rest of their schedule and I legit think they could win out after the JMU game, go 9-3. And Marshall with their new quarterback, what is it, Del Rio Wilson or something?
Yeah.
He's nice. Like, I don't know how he didn't win the starting job.
Yeah, that's very true.
But he's been probably the best quarterback in the Sun Belt since they actually put him on the field toward the end of the Eastern Kentucky game and the start since. Like, he's thrown 9 touchdowns and no picks in the last 3 games. He's running the ball really well. So he's very, very good. But I don't know. Maybe Marshall's really good. Maybe ODU just had a clunker. I'm more confident than I was last week. I'll say that.
Okay, that's fair. I'm in that boat too. I'm more confident than I was, but I also look at the history.
Bro.
Okay, that's not true. I look at what's happened the last 2 years. A combined 6-point margin of victory over ODU the last 2 years. When they stunk, like when they were bad. They are a objectively better team this year than they were last year. Colton Joseph is objectively a better quarterback this year than when he was last year when he played JMU. And that offense, whether it's been Bryant Haynes or Lyle Hemphill, maybe Hitchler has the answer because no other DC at JMU has had the answer for this. I guess Bryant Haynes kind of did that first year, but then didn't have it for the second year. Last 2 years, Bryant Haynes.
Did they have that system, though? I can't remember when they brought in the guy.
Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah. It was either they didn't have it or it was like the first year of it, so they didn't have necessarily the personnel for it.
Former Ford. And then I got to look this up again, but I'm pretty sure that it's Kevin Decker, right?
Yeah, Kevin Decker.
Yeah, he's a sick offensive coordinator.
Yeah, he is.
I'm pretty sure he did some mean stuff to Holy Cross a couple of times. Let me double check that. But I'm pretty sure he did some stuff to them that was like, oh god. So yeah, this will probably be a game if ODU can get out of their own way. But also the way JMU's played the last 2 weeks has been not good enough against like a good team.
So there's a lot of different factors. I think.
Yeah.
JMU.
Oh my god. This guy is a sick puppy.
Did he destroy Holy Cross?
I wouldn't say he destroyed. Okay, so here we go. 2019, they put up 27. Holy Cross beats Fordham, and Kevin Decker was the offensive coordinator at Fordham, so he's not running the whole team. Holy Cross wins 49-27, so they're giving up some points in that game.
I see now why you prefaced with that at first.
34-24 in the spring of 2020. Holy Cross win.
Okay.
2021, 52-24. Holy Cross. The one that kind of gets me is 2022 when he really had him cooking. Holy Cross won 53-52 in overtime.
It's a great game.
So he's been putting up, 20 plus every time he plays a Chesney team, including last season when they had 32?
32.
Like, the offense better come to play this week for JMU because, like, the defense, you cannot expect them to put up, like, 14 because that's not realistic. Even with 5 turnovers, they had 24 points against Marshall.
And like ODU's defense is also getting lost in all of this because the offense is super fun. They have this like blindside zone option. Like they've got some crazy stuff. Kevin Decker is a very good OC, and it reflects in how they've been able to move the ball offensively.
Yeah.
Defensively, though, they're nothing to sneeze at too because they stop the ball fairly well. They stop the run pretty darn well. And their defense is only allowing opponents to get 35.5% of available yards, which is 22nd best in the nation. So, like, their defense is going to provide, it might be the best defense JMU has faced since Louisville. And we all know how that
is, yeah.
Yeah, and we all know how that game ended.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be a dogfight. I think there is some positive vibes in the fact that they just got punched in the mouth. And then they're going on the road again. So I do think it's a favorable spot schedule-wise for JMU in terms of like...
See, I think it's the opposite. I think this stinks that they just got punched in the mouth.
I kind of like it.
Okay.
I mean, you can't overlook them. Like, you better not overlook them. But JMU shouldn't overlook anybody because they can barely pull away from like mid-level Sunbelt teams. Yeah.
Yeah. But should be a fun game.
Should be a really fun game.
All right. You want to go listener questions? Or
let's do listener questions. Or no.
Let's go listener voicemails.
Yes.
Take a quick break. Come back. Do listener voicemails. And then we'll do listener questions. Big win. Huge play. Don't just remember it. Wear the moment. Breaking Team makes shirts that capture the game's biggest highlights right as they happen. Gear up today using the link in the description. College football's back. And it's time to upgrade your game day gear. Right now, claim 15% off at Home Field. The best retro and vintage apparel in the game. Rep JMU in style. Don't wait. Check the link in description to get your 15% off. Every Monday, go to the house with former JMU quarterback Vad Lee and Hall of Famer Delvin Joyce. It's the weekly JMU football podcast with insider insight you won't find anywhere else from two guys who've worn the jersey. Listen now. Subscribe to the JMU Sports News Podcast Network to never miss an episode of To the House every Monday.
Hey, halftime report here. I don't think you could ask for a better first half from that offense. Just textbook, really clinical display there. Couldn't ask for anything more. AB3 looks perfect. Play calling, phenomenal. If you missed the sarcasm, it was like a Barnett throw, went over your head.
Peace. Pablo Hassan here. Witnessed the game firsthand, in person. We need to change a quarterback. Receivers are constantly bailing out Barnett. He is wildly inaccurate. You know, we have a bad OC to begin with, but he doesn't help matters. Don't hate the kid, but we need a change. And got to do it quick or we're going to get boat race next weekend.
Yeah, what's up? JMU fan Jack here. Roll Dukes. I don't know how to feel, about offense at least. We moved the ball well. We almost got 500 yards, but we just couldn't execute in Louisiana's territory. And, we can't do that against ODU. Like you said on Twitter, we easily could have scored 40 points, and we can't. We have to execute down, or we're just not going to win next week. But I'm happy that AB3 looked a lot better this week. Run game was good, so we moved the ball, and I think it gave us a lot of momentum going into next week. And defense outside of 5 plays was excellent again. So I'm really excited about next week. I think we can definitely win next week, and I think this is a Sunbelt title contender. Roll Dukes.
Boys, it's Richie Goodman up in the building for this nice, fine Tuesday, I think it is. All I gotta say is we gotta get some offensive going here. You know, I am the people's choice for the next QB1 at James Madison University, and I will be there this weekend for the Old Dominion game. My prediction is Old Dominion 30, JMU 27. ODU comes in, shocks the world. See you boys there. Peace out.
Big win, huge play. Don't just remember it. Wear the moment. Breaking Tea makes shirts that capture the game's biggest highlights right as they happen. Gear up today using the link in the description. College football's back, and it's time to upgrade your game day gear. Right now, claim 15% off at Home Field. The best retro and vintage apparel in the game. Rep JMU in style. Don't wait. Check the link in description to get your 15% off. For more than 20 years, SignPro has been proudly serving the Valley, helping local businesses stand out and get noticed. Whether it's vehicle wraps that turn heads on the road, dimensional signs that elevate your storefront, or long-lasting banners with yard signs, we bring quality and experience to every project. With a reputation built on craftsmanship and trust, we're here to make your message impossible to miss. Visit mysignpros.net and let's showcase your business with confidence. That's mysignpros.net. Every Monday, go to the house with former JMU quarterback Vad Lee and Hall of Famer Delvin Joyce. It's the weekly JMU football podcast with insider insight you won't find anywhere else from two guys who've worn the jersey. Listen now. Subscribe to the JMU Sports News Podcast Network to never miss an episode of To the House every Monday. Welcome back in. What fantastic voicemails we had there. Thank you to everyone for calling in. Reminder, the phone line is always open. So if you ever just want to let us know your thoughts, you're more than welcome to do that. And we appreciate just your general musings on life, but even more so, we appreciate it after every JMU football game where you can call in to our phone line, 540-227-0881. That's 540-227-0881. You can follow along on Twitter at JMU Sports News. We tweet it out after every game, and you can drop us all of your thoughts, good, bad, or ugly, following every single game. But appreciate everyone for leaving voicemails. Let's get to listener questions.
Listener questions. Okay. This first one here is from Bruce. Bruce asked, it seems we continue to have 2 to 4 blocked passes at the line per game. Can you look that up? Maybe I'm crazy, but it seems like an inordinate amount. I did look it up for Bruce, and I replied to him. 6 passes batted down for Barnett, which is tied for 4th nationally in the FBS. The FBS high is 8. So they're close to leading the country in passes batted down. So you are correct that they're getting batted down a lot.
He also is getting hit as he throws 3 times. Has been hit as he throws 3 times this season. So He's on pace to just about match last year's batted ball total. He had 12.
He had a lot of batted balls. Yeah,
which is interesting. He's not necessarily the tallest. He's only 6 foot, but he's also not the shortest. I don't know.
He could be 5 feet. Yeah, think about that. Put that in perspective, JMU fans. What if he was... Okay. JMU 71.
Put that in your juice box and suck it.
Is AB3 going to improve his intermediate passing ever? I know they're a few weeks away, but are we concerned about Texas State and Marshall more because they're on the road than anything else?
Ooh, that's a good point about Marshall. Being on the road does kind of... And also that team, like, sneaky...
They're playing good ball.
Sneaky good ball. But with Alonza... I'm more worried that he doesn't open it up and get more opportunities to throw it deep. Like, I want to see him. He's 3 for 5 this season when he throws it deep between the numbers. 20 air yards or more.
Yeah, he's nice.
Between the numbers. 2 touchdowns of his 3, a 143.8 NFL rating, which is absurdly high. He does struggle, though. It's funny. He struggles at throwing it out to the numbers 10 yards or more. So on the left side, he's 0 for 7 this year when throwing it 10 air yards or more to the left numbers, and he is 6 of 16 when throwing the ball to the right side numbers, 10 air yards or more. So he kind of funnel it through the middle, and he can
really bad throwing left, and like has been dating to last season.
He's very bad throwing.
I don't know why.
Throwing left, he has gone 8 of... That's 9, 10, 16, 8 of 16, but all of his completions have come 10 air yards or less.
Yeah, like his deep balls left are just real bad. And if you like go back and watch games, they're like drifting way out of bounds. So I don't know exactly what that is, but something to keep an eye on for him. But his intermediate passing has actually been the strength during his JMU career. He was not as good against Louisiana, but it's usually a spot where he's decent. So I would agree that, sling it a little bit.
But I want to see him open it up more deep. I mean, he's such a good deep ball.
Preach. Okay, Gambling Joe. Isaiah Alston seemed like a great addition via transfer portal and could be a matchup nightmare for opposing defenses. Any reason he's not getting more opportunities?
I think that one is as simple as they don't throw it that deep all that often. And Isaiah Alston is a deep ball merchant. Like, that is why they brought him in. Yeah. But they've only attempted 11.5% of all of their passes this year further than 20 air yards. And that is where Alston will cook. They just haven't had those opportunities. And I think the offense almost feels so disjointed where Alston, I don't know off the top of my head how good of a run blocker he is, but like he's not necessarily like when he's on the field, it's a pass play. And there haven't been too many like, oh, we're passing it type of opportunities. I just don't think the script of the season has gone Isaiah Alston's way.
No, which is kind of crazy that he went from like a service academy where they actually targeted him to here. It's like, hey man, we're just not passing it enough for him. Okay, Chris said, with all the talk of keeping the students in the stadium after halftime, what ideas do you have for a solution? We were losing at the half on Saturday. More than half of the student section is still cleared out.
I think it's as simple as like force them to swipe back in or like swipe out of the game. And I know that'll probably make the student entrance more of a hassle to get in and out of, but like you can't get student tickets. They keep like pounding their chest, JMU is, about we sold out student tickets in record time. And then it's like, but don't look after 30 minutes of game time. Like there are kids out there, they're students. I feel like an old man now. Back in my day, they're kids. There are students that didn't get tickets that probably wanted tickets. Yeah. And now they don't get that opportunity. I don't know if there's a way to do it. I'm trying to think of like maybe you wait outside the gate so at halftime when everyone leaves you can fill in their spot. But that's just idiotic. No one's doing that. Like whatever. I think the best answer is you got to swipe out.
I like that one.
And then if you leave too early, that like, but then you also have to play around with it because like I'm okay with it if a student section leaves and you're up 30 at halftime, like. But like maybe in close games,
that was kind of crazy. And then I think the other thing is like they tried the middle section of where you see on TV. They tried like I don't want to say money grab, but
it's a money grab
where they made it like premium seating and it has like a little rail. Those look real bad when they're empty. Like they stand out. They're like a different color. Because of the tables.
It's also interesting that like they moved like the rowdy student section now to like which makes sense, but behind the end zone, which
but
like
you can't see it.
You can't see it, and so you get like the GA premium seating, GA/premium seating, and it doesn't. Here, I'll admit it. The mullet doesn't look good on TV.
No. At least it was like sunny, so the turf looked better. On like a rainy day, it looks like you're playing in like a grayed out. Anyway.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the swipe out idea is probably the easiest one because they are really talking a lot about like, it was 8 seconds since they were released. The students have done it again.
Let's go, students. We sold it out. Let's go. Let's go. And it's like 75% of those tickets will not be there in the fourth quarter. Yeah. I don't know if that congrats.
Well, and then I did see some people who were like, we just gotta like channel college game days in town. App State's the opponent. Great game, undefeated. We have a potential lawsuit coming. We're the best team in the G5. It's like we can't just channel that. The team would have to do it. Not every game is going to be App State, but you could find a middle ground between like crazy rowdy and like everyone leads.
This might be going down a path as well, but I also feel like there's no real, and I don't think it's because of NIL. I think it's because of other factors, but I don't feel a real connection to this team.
Oh, and it's NIL, and it's the kids these days with their entitled attitudes. Would you rather score a touchdown, or would you rather do a TikTok? And they'd rather do a TikTok. So I agree completely with you.
On that sarcastic note, I feel like I have to say that because some people don't understand Bennett's sarcasm. I don't know the players as much. Like, it was really cool when Landon did the Bridgeforth bounce. That has been dubbed the Bridgeforth bounce by To the House.
Good job, Delvin Joyce, man.
Yeah, right off the top of his head, and Landon said yes.
He said it was off the top of his head. It came out like he had practiced it in front of a mirror.
We'll dive into that one. He practiced it while he was doing his "Go Dukes" chant.
That's a great name if he did, regardless of when he came up with it.
Yeah,
I'm just messing with him, but yeah, it was Bridgeforth bounce is pretty good.
That was really cool. Landon's a really good story, but like, I just don't have a huge connection to a lot of the players. And I don't think it's because of NIL, because last year there was the connection to Joby. There was a connection.
We still have a connection to Joby.
Yeah, I know, but Joby hasn't played.
I know. Which that's also, we got to talk to our sources. We were hearing that he was going to come back early. He wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready. Maybe this week. But like, we had a connection with Eric, and by connection, I don't mean like a personal, like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, but
Eric
like
O'Neal was my brother.
Eric O'Neal, like, was I don't know. I feel like that plays a part.
Any of the players is probably fair. Yeah.
Like, and so a student who's just like, would I rather hang out with my friends and get drunk on this beautiful Saturday in a game that's kind of boring where our offense isn't doing anything, or would I rather maybe watch a loss? And I think Vad brought this up too on To the House. You got to create a connection with the Greek life and make Greek life want to stay.
Yeah, you got to just give people reasons to stay. And I don't know, tweeting out like, no, but like tweeting out like, it's so fun, you got to be there, isn't enough to make like an 18-year. Like, you got to find ways to, maybe the student section has more like leadership and it becomes more of an actual thing and people have build friendships through that. I don't know.
I'll also say this, and people were like, they sell alcohol now. Students should go. I was only legally allowed to buy alcohol like for 25% of my collegiate career, maybe a little, whenever I turned 21. But like, you know where the freshmen can get alcohol? Yeah. Not at Bridgeforth, but at the parties they're going to afterwards. I'm not saying like, we need to get in underage drinking and get get them all watered down. But like, saying, oh, well, they can buy alcohol, why don't they stay? It's just like missing the point of what 75% of the students in the student section are going through. They've all gotten drunk at the tailgate, their hangover's coming on, and it's at the point where you either take a nap or you keep going. And so a lot of them leave.
Is that since these stupid kids have no, attention span, like, why aren't we playing TikToks constantly on the video board? Like, just have TikToks, have creators like do live shows in the stands.
You're joking, but that's not like a horrible idea during TV timeouts, because TV timeouts are so long. Like, I'd love like to be able to scroll.
So here's what I'm saying is, like, during TV timeouts, what if Mr. Beast was like starving somebody in a grocery store for a month, like something like that that the kids like. What if there was just like K-pop Demon Hunters for
good movie? Eva made me watch that movie.
So good, yeah.
Eva made me watch it, and I was like, man, it's actually kind of good. I hope
that's what I'm saying. So like, why not, like, instead of like a replay of Alonzo Barnett's block, what if it was just literally K-pop Demon Hunters and it's over the speaker, right? If I actually knew how to keep fans there the whole time, I'd be very well paid, because I would go across the country and tell all these schools how to do it.
What was the boy band name in K-pop?
I can't remember.
Demon Hunters? Huntrix. 5 demons led by former human G, new form of boy. Saja Boys.
Saja Boys, yes, yeah.
Saja Boys. Let's get the Saja Boys at midfield. They steal everyone's soul. Spoiler. Fast forward 10 seconds. They steal everyone's soul. And then everyone stays because they have to, because the demon hunter, the main demon, is forcing them to stay.
Yeah, I would encourage everybody, if they can, to watch K-pop Demon Hunters, and I would especially encourage them to do it Saturday at Bridgeforth against ODU.
During TV timeouts. Heck, there's enough TV timeout stoppage that they could play a whole damn
And I don't even know why
movie.
you have to do it during stoppages. Just play it during movie nights at Bridgeforth, but it's during a game.
And the game's at 3:30, so it's not really movie night, it's movie afternoon.
Yeah, and it's just TikTok. It's not even a movie.
All right, so next one, I've got a question for you. This is from Jeff Bourne's Burner. think Zoe is intentionally trying not to scramble. Back to the topic at hand.
Yeah.
There's one play from the third quarter that sticks out. Looked like he had enough space to run, but airmailed it past Knight at the last second instead. Yeah, it was 3rd and 13. He airmailed it over his head. You're right. That brought me so much anger.
The question at all. I think he's trying to scramble. He did miss that throw. You're so accurate.
He only has scrambled once, and it came against Georgia Southern. Like, he is not scrambling the ball.
I think maybe it's Hayden or Preston. Somebody asked Chesney about that kind of stuff like the last week or two, and Dean Kennedy, and they're like, "You want him to scramble more?" And they're like, "No, he's not taking any sacks," which is good. So I think they are telling him not to. I think they're telling him to get the ball out of his hand. Don't take.
He's
sacks.
only taken 6 sacks this season, and 4 of them came against Louisville. So he's taken 2 sacks this year. Georgia State 1, Weber State 1. So really 1 sack against Sunbelt opponents. So yeah, I mean that is very good, and he's not getting pressured all that much. He's been pressured 43 times this year. 14 of those came against Louisville, and over the last couple of weeks, he was only pressured 5 times last game, 3 against Liberty. I mean the offensive line has been playing fairly well. At times, I think they aren't able to block long enough for the deep shots to materialize, but they're not really allowing pressure, and he's not getting sacked. So, good job, O-line.
And how many pressures in the middle 8?
85%.
Okay, this is a good one. Do you see this one from Matthew Cosner where he asked the best internet security practices?
Don't use the same password for everything.
Our boy Bob got hacked.
Oh, that's right. I was like, our boy, and I got blocked because if you called it out, you ended up.
Yeah, scammer would, or Bob. Somebody replied to you, right? Bob. That it was actually Bob who went in for that one though and blocked you for real.
Yeah. I don't know if there was another person who I don't think understood that he got hacked, and it was like some random account called what. Mm-hmm. And he said he gets paid like $500,000. He can't afford that. In all seriousness, what happened? And I was like, he got hacked.
I liked.
Jake Thomas said, "Big congrats to Bob on the new car. Appreciate him letting me buy some crypto off of him today. Just had to give my social security number quick and easy."
I liked. I saw a tweet or two that was like, "Do we think Chesney got hacked?" It was like, "Yeah." Like, you think he's doing crypto stuff?
Directly following a win, which he always tweets out, "Fight for glory, honors one, brighten the lights of Madison."
This one he's like, "Hell yeah, Bitcoin is looking up."
If you want to get in on it, just DM my guy at cc.authchristian.
Oh man, that's pretty funny stuff.
Do you think he actually got hacked? Matt Rohn had a fantastic quote tweet as well. We had our weekly check-in today, and Coach confirmed he's going to give crypto investment tips to anyone standing and yelling for 60 minutes. That's an elite level tweet.
That was really good. Okay.
All right.
Pablo asks, "Is our crowd too young to nickname Wayne Knight Newman?" I tried to kind of get this going a couple weeks back.
I think Shane has as well, the DNR beat reporter. Yeah, we are too young for that.
No.
I'm too young for that.
No, we can do it.
No. Also, Newman was like the worst character on Seinfeld.
Yeah, but the actor is Wayne Knight.
I know. No, I get it. I know why. The actor. I'm not an idiot. I had to Google it the first time I saw it. I tried to Google
it. He was hacked. Okay. Don Alexander went off that too as well. He said, "Any idea where I can get some advice in the future of crypto?"
At Coach Bob Chesney.
Okay, we got a couple more in here. We got a lot more.
This is from Bill Papp. Rank the last 5 defensive coordinators.
Can't even remember them.
I can only go back 3 because Brian Haynes was there for a while. Corey Heatherman.
Is Trot like in this group?
I'll do last 4. So Heatherman, Haynes, Hemp, Hitchler. I'm gonna go Heatherman 1 because he has Heatherman 1, Brian Haynes 2.
Oh, that's a hard one. Yeah, those two.
Due to their Power 4 success. Yeah. Then Hitchler, then Hemp. No offense to Hemp.
Yeah, I would do that too. Hemp's old news.
Hitchler's defense is freaking awesome.
He's nice. He also asked, is Manny Bush the Duke's next NFL draft pick? My De Janeiro take is not where I want it to be right now.
Yikes. Manny Bush he'll at least get looked at. Jacob Thomas might get looked at. I think they've got a couple of guys that have the opportunity. Having a good pro day and a good finish out to their season could be a draft pick. And then why does Dean Kennedy use the Sluka package at the wrong time every time? Well, Bill, I think every time is the wrong time to use the Sluka package.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's the time, if it's so much the obvious nature of the play call. But they're setting something up. They're setting something up.
Yeah, exactly. I got one for you.
Yeah.
Zach Baker asked, with the coaching carousel heating up, what's the scenario Chesney stays? It seems as if he will either produce enough wins to get poached or collapse hard enough to where he could get fired. No.
There's no way he gets fired.
Not getting fired. So get that out of your mind right now. The only way he leaves is he could have.
Yeah, he could lose out, and I don't think he would get fired.
He could lose out. He would not get fired, and then he could go 6-6 next year. He probably still would not be fired, and it would take another bad year.
Yeah.
So get that out of your mind, Zach. He likely will get poached, though. If they win the Sun Belt, because let's just break this down. Penn State just opened. They're aggressively looking at Matt Rule or Kurt Signetti or another P4 coach. That then opens up that job. Virginia Tech's open. Not Oklahoma. Arkansas's open. UCLA's open. UAB's open. Oklahoma State's open. Oregon State is open.
UAB.
I'm just naming places that are open.
Show some respect.
But, okay, so throw UAB out of there. There's a lot of P4
There's
openings.
a lot. And there's also NC State could open. UNC could open.
Florida State could open. Although that's a huge buyout. But
No,
Auburn,
I'm hearing
that. It's a Twitter rumors that could be open if they continue to have poor showings.
Florida's going to be open. And then a lot of those are going to poach other P4 kind of guys. Yeah.
That's what I was getting at. All of these openings, and half of those are going to poach other P4s, and then those P4s are going to go after G5s, and some high-end G5s, and some of those high-end G5s could poach Chesney because Chesney's the second lowest paid coach in the Sun Belt.
Yeah, Summerall won the Sun Belt at Troy and then went to Tulane.
Yes. And John Summerall might get hired away. They've had success with Sun Belt coaches, and Chesney could go there.
Yeah, so he's probably getting poached.
And if he doesn't, Hitchler is.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And so, although Hitchler, head coach,
maybe worth kicking the tires on.
An interview. Delane Fitzgerald.
They just got to, maybe just co-head coach with Hitchler to get the defense going.
I like that. Alex asked, with 6 games left, give your predictions for wins and losses for the rest of the year.
10-2.
Yeah, I think they likely go 1-1 over these. They likely go 2-1 over their next 3, which sounds insane to say now, but Marshall's playing good ball.
Yeah.
So I think they go 2-1 over their next 3, and then they win out App, Washington State, Coastal. Although Washington State just gave Ole Miss all they could handle.
App is getting better, so everyone's getting better. It's not. There are going to be some battles here the rest of the way. I still think they have a good chance to win the Sun Belt, especially because they're already 3-0 in conference. It's a nice place.
And everyone else in the East has a loss.
Yes.
So you have a game. The ODU game. If you're going to lose a game over the next 3, make it be Texas State.
Yeah, you can throw a knockout punch here to ODU. Essentially,
you could throw a knockout punch to ODU and Marshall.
Yeah.
And Texas State, you can afford a loss, and you won it against a West team where you don't have the tiebreaker. So if you're going to lose a game, lose Texas State. I don't care if it's on national television. If you're going to lose a game, lose that one, and then deliver the knockout punch to ODU this weekend, and then deliver a knockout punch to Marshall.
Absolutely.
It's weird that for 2 Saturdays, JMU will not be playing.
Yeah, that is weird.
But
what else we got? We got a question from Shane. Best way to defend against some spread offense with a mobile quarterback?
Gap discipline, lane integrity. Dog mentality. Stay home. Just literally just play your fundamentals. It's It's that simple, but it's so hard to be that simple.
Yeah.
Hank asked, I'm a believer that the gimmicky dual quarterback approach in the Louisville game set this team back by stripping them of an offensive identity. They clearly still haven't gotten it back. Thoughts? I love questions that air out an opinion and then end it with their question being thoughts.
Yeah, me too. No, not real. I don't know if I agree with that entirely. Like, they've had plenty of time to find an offensive identity without
I think
that.
they have an offensive identity. I think it's Wayne Knight and Jordan Fuller, and you're going to do about a 50-50 run-pass split and then hope, or even more than that, in favor of rushing, and you're going to hope Alonso, or he hasn't done it. He's not going to take a sack, and he's not going to turn the ball over. Not a ton of negative plays. Passing game isn't going to provide a lot of explosive plays either, but you're just going to kind of lean on time of possession and do it that way, and a great defense. That's the team's identity.
Rob Moorhead, how do I emotionally prepare for this ODU game? Usually before a royal rivalry game, I'd be cautiously optimistic that we'd beat ODU, but this year feels like we have a high probability of getting our buns roasted. Like, is ODU actually better than us this year?
They're not, but emotionally prepare for a close game that's going to keep you on the edge of your seat for the entirety.
It's going to be a dogfight between two dogs. I think
a Monarch's a lion.
Jamie should win this game.
A Monarch's a lion. It's not a dog.
But they got a couple dogs.
I'll be at ODU on Friday.
Ricky Ronnie's also a sociopath.
He hates Chesney. I'm looking forward to being at ODU, though, on Friday.
What are you doing there?
Some recon.
For basketball?
No, for the game. I'm going to send it back to Chesney before the game. Watch our practice.
DM his hacked Twitter account.
Yep. No, I'm going to be doing field hockey for him.
How are they looking this year?
I think 5-7. I got to do more research, clearly.
JMU's 8-6 field hockey.
That's a good segue. Anything else you got to add for football?
I don't think so.
All right, field hockey, no longer receiving votes. They were ranked at one point, but what are they in MAC play right now?
You know, that's something that not a lot of people are going to be able to answer, but I'll give you the answer to that question. It's right now they're 3-2.
Wow, what a way to vamp there. Other sports around the fall world, men's soccer 1-7-2. We can move past that pretty quickly. Women's soccer 7-3-5. They are 3-1-3 in conference play. This team only likes drawing. Give them a pack of crayons because they're so good at drawing.
Haven't lost since September 18th. So
good. That's great. And then volleyball, they are 12-6, 5-1 in conference play, 9-1.
All right, Lord Steinbrecker's got them back. They're back, man.
She's such a good coach.
Welcome back to the show.
Heck yeah. How's golf doing?
Oh, that's a good question.
We are a golf podcast.
We're a golf podcast where I was checking in on that sort of thing. Well, if you look at the men's team, they're doing some nice things. They're in a tournament right now. Let's do a live stat check-in here, actually. This is live as we see this.
Everyone loves live stat.
It's loading. They are 5th out of 16 teams. They're playing good stuff, man. They're playing good golf right now, and they're competing, and they're having fun with it. They're 12 under as a team, which I like to see. Okay, women's golf. Check. They're coming off a 4th out of 15. It's a good finish at the Pirate Collegiate. It was last week, and then they're going to play in Virginia Beach here coming up. So, you know, it's should be good weather for that Thursday through Sunday in Virginia Beach, but you got to be able to manage the winds and all that good stuff.
Yeah, of course. Well, anything else you got to add?
No.
All right. Appreciate our friends over at Sign Pros for being one of our sponsors this season. If you, too, want to sponsor the JMU Sports News Podcast, feel free to slide into our DMs or our email, jmusportsnews@gmail.com. Would love to chat with you about potential sponsorship options. And if you don't want to sponsor, but you want to support the show, any support is appreciated. Just head on over to buymeacoffee.com/JMU Sports News, and you can do it there. Bennett, why are you smiling like that?
Sorry, I saw Lauren Smith had a tweet that was like, after starting 5-1 or better for the 4th year in a row, you got to think Dean Kennedy is high on Penn State's list. I'd hate to lose Dean Kennedy to Penn State. And everyone's replying, and they're like, not Dean Kennedy to Penn State.
Where is this?
They just tweeted it.
You tweeted that?
No, Lawrence Smith tweeted it. It just had me laugh. I love that he's doing the 4th year in a row when he's been here for 2 years. He's the OC. Fans are hilarious. I saw, people have done some. Oh, we got another crypto tweet too.
Oh, we
Crypto's
did.
been a game changer for Bob. He says, praying emoji, hands money, bag emoji. Never thought I'd be walking through the doors of my own home.
Wait, this is from Bob. I'm blocked. I can't read this.
This isn't just a win. It's proof that faith that grind pays off. Forever thankful to my coach. His coach is this random accounting tax.
How have they not gotten the account back? Like, how have they not gotten the account back? Bennett's dying.
The guy makes hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. He's like, I have my own house now. His contract probably gives him like a country club membership.
What's the best part of all of this? Him getting hacked, the tweets, or JMU fans going, y'all think he's hacked? I think it's the JMU fans asking if you think he's been hacked.
I think it's that one for sure. I also love that it's like maybe the biggest like week of the Sunbelt season. Got crypto.
You know how many people, media members, everything are going to his account to get information, to get anything, and they're being met with, I just walked into my very own home thanks to my coach.
The way they word the tweets is so funny. Like, big congrats to me. I just got a car. Oh my god. His tweets before this are literally just only the fight song and like, congrats to our scout team players for
Doing dogs.
Now it's like, huge congrats to me.
Huge shout out to my amazing coach for the support and guidance. Couldn't have done it without her. Crypto really does pay.
Oh man.
God, I love the fact that JMU fans were like, y'all think he's hacked? No, I think he just all of a sudden got super into crypto and is now obnoxiously tweeting about it. What? Yeah, I think he's hacked.
Be so sick. It's like, Coach, what do you think about this this game plan to slow Colton Joseph? He's like, hold on, like my Bitcoin is doing so well right now.
Do you think
about to close on a house midway through the season?
Did anyone ask him about this at his presser?
No, nobody asked, which is crazy because it would be. I would love to hear his reaction.
Coach, I was curious. I'm thinking about getting into crypto. Do you have any tips or tricks?
Oh man.
All right, for Bennett Conlin, I'm Jack Fitzpatrick. Appreciate you guys tuning into the JMU Sports News Podcast. Remember, crypto pays. If you want a home, get crypto now and make your passwords Go Dukes 123.